think it's quite clear. Obviously, with the hosts of Belgium and Holland and Australia having already qualified, whoever comes next in line would directly qualify, which changes your planning if you don't have to then go to a qualifying tournament, so to speak. Yes, that's on one hand very important. on the other hand, you're still trying to win the Pro League, you know. So regardless of that, I think other top 3 teams you forgetting about is Australia, Holland, and Belgium. You know, they could still place higher, and you're still trying to play up against them. So it's a nice challenge. Yes, it is motivation. I think it's just more focus.
Harmanpreet said that the focus will be to play good hockey during the tournament. Can you just explain what that is?
I mean, we've had a long time that we haven't played as a senior men's national team. So the last games we played were against Germany in Delhi, and then there's been quite a big break since then. And with the Hockey India League just finishing up in January, it's nice to try and get the team back and to try and play the way that we want to play. And yeah, it's exciting for us. Have a nice big squad, and it's also a building phase for us. But we're at home, so when you're at home and you're in India, you want to play good hockey and you want to bring the crowd and you want to have the crowd behind you, and that's what we always have in Odisha. That's why we love playing here. So we're hoping that we play to full stadiums, and because of that we get that extra support. And when we do play well and we do score some goals and we do show good defense, that the crowd is happy with those performances.
So all the boys have just played HL, and you know there were foreign players also who are a part of this leg also. So how do you think it is going to be? You know, is this going to be an edge for Indian team? We have just finished HIL, and we are just, you know, it's a matter of 15 days before. So do you think that it is going to give India an edge?
Yeah, I think it's going to give India an edge. It depends which way you look at it, but at the same time, there were a lot of Indian players playing, which is good. That was the objective. It's just now to freshen them up, and then on the one side they have to spend a lot of time in their franchises and less time with Indian men. Now we have a week's preparation, so we're hopefully using the Hockey India League and then bringing to do a short, sharp preparation for us, and hopefully we can hit the ground running in game 1 tomorrow against Spain.
Yes, please. So you were with the team for last 2 years, almost 2 years.
Yes.
How do you see your journey in the team?
I think it's been really rewarding. I think it was quite tough in the beginning. It was a very short turnaround, and then we had to qualify. But with the ACT and the Asian Games going really well in that respect, I thought by qualifying early we had more time to prepare for Paris. And that's a little bit like what the question was earlier. Does it help motivate guys if we can qualify earlier for the World Cup? Of course it does, but if it doesn't go according to plan, it's not too much of an issue. But exciting now, because it's nice to know that you have time to the next Olympics, where I only joined, you know, 4 months before qualification, and then literally a year before the Olympics. So now there's a bit more planning that can go into it. I spend more time with the players, and then also the next generation of players, and then making sure we have the right program.
Coach, last year has been a really fruitful year for the team after bronze and Asian Champions Trophy. So we have seen, you know, great progress under your coach. What will be the key areas for the team to maintain consistency, dominance, and playing in the same style in the FIH Pro League?
I think complacency, because success brings its own challenges as well. So our group is hungry to improve, and we need to see that now in this first block. Albeit we've had less of a training time together, but they're playing good hockey. They've all had reasonably good Hockey India leagues and performed well for their franchises. So we're hoping to bring that into the Indian men's squad and show consistent performances here in the Pro League in the first 8 games. I think with 8 games in 10 or 11 days, it's like an Olympic schedule. So it's not easy, so that's the reason for a bigger squad. And first 4, we have 24, and then if we need to make changes for the second 4 games, we have that.
Jugraj has played really good game in the FH Pro League, was the top goal scorer as well. Any specific remarks on him?
No, I mean, we all know Jugraj can play. I mean, in a way, I said it at Hockey India League, it was almost like he was playing his Olympics in the Hockey India League, because he obviously missed out on Paris, but we know he's a quality player, and we hope he can progress now. He's in good form, so yeah, touch wood, he scores some goals for us, that's for sure.
Coach, you have a number of youngsters in the team this time, like Angad, Arti. How's on them and how they looking in the second?
Yeah, they're also off the back of the Hockey India League. They had really good, consistent performances. But also they're in the junior squad, so it's also Angad not, but Arsteep is. But it's also to get them into our system of playing early, and then how I try and help them. Same with the goalkeepers, Bukit and Prince Deep, because they have an under-21 World Cup at the end of the year. So it's also good to have them play higher, play up, and then hopefully they can be key players for that World Cup team down the line.
Angad was, I think, part of the 40-member team that went to Germany. So
Yeah, 25, yeah, the under-25 squad. Yes, so he's progressed nicely, he's done well. We have a lot of guys in that space. It's not to name one over another, I think, and then we've also just trying a few other players. We know of Chamako, we know of Kati, we know of Rahil, we know of all of their quality, but we're giving other players an opportunity now.
One follow-up question on Jugraj. Since the modern hockey has changed, a lot, and the game has become a lot faster, do you think there is some combination where Jugraj and Roman both can be there in the team, and adding one more track leader to the team can give India an edge in the coming big tournaments? Because for a long time we have relied on Herman, especially for tackling like a lot. So
Yeah, I think it's all down to the pairing and the form, because in all the pro leagues we've had Harman and Jarman since last year. They were paired up, they've been playing together for a long time. So when you go to an Olympics and then there's only 15 players in one, then it changes the dynamics. So that's where that is. But every other time, Australia, we played with them together. Pro League, May, June, last year we played them together. So that's never been the issue. The ACT in China, we played them together. So yeah, we're always looking for that, and hopefully we can find a third and a fourth, because we have Ahmed, we have Sanjay, we have Rajinder. So there's more depth in that department now, which is good.
okay, we have a question there from the national media. Vikramjit Singh performed really well towards the end of HL. Is there room for a fourth goalkeeper as well in Tech's scheme of things going forward?
Yeah, for sure. I think what people must understand is there's also the under-21. There's 4 goalkeepers there. With the under-21 team, we're looking for 2, and then with the senior men's team, we will also have 2. So you have 7 goalkeepers that you'd be training up and grooming for Hockey India as a men's program. So we'll have 7 goalkeepers, not just 4.
Any questions?
Coach, apart from goalkeeping and of course track taking, any particular area that you are looking forward to improving or working with the team?
Yes, I think it's been highlighted in our own build-up, our own program in the build-up to World Cup and Asian Games. We're looking to obviously convert more field goals. So we brought on Mick McCann as our striker coach to work with our final third and the details around that. And we had our first camp, hence why we've selected 12 strikers in the squad, so that we could have a dominant strikers camp. And yeah, it's been positive. Yeah, it's always easier for India to play in India, for obvious reasons. There's 20,000 people, there's this, they feel like supermen, you know, and at the same time when we're outside of India, it's a challenge. And that's where we're going to play the World Cup, that's where we're going to play the Asian Games, that's where we're going to play LA, that's where we played Paris. So we do well outside, but there's sometimes it's not all, and we're trying to improve that as we go.
What do you think about the absence of PRCs? Do you think the Krishna Bharat will fulfill the absence of PRCs?
I think the team, obviously everyone misses that. There's a gap there of leadership, but we knew that was coming. You know, at some point you always have to have a plan behind a plan, and since that day he retired, we were already knew that Shiraj was coming in. We have 3-4 other goalkeepers in the making, and it's important that we have continuation. So there's no success if you don't have a successor. So we need a successor to Srijesh, and Patak is sitting in that position now, and we back him 100%, and Shiraj is backing Patak, but they're also competing together, so it's healthy.
Coach, one last question. So India is number 1 in the world rankings right now.
India?
Yeah. Number 5. My mistake. So what ranking points would be on your mind when you go out there for the FIS Pro League campaign right now?
Ranking points, no. Performance, yes. I think like they'll all be outcomes of performing and winning, but at the same time we have to perform well. We haven't played. The other teams have played 4 games or 5 games. Some have played more. 6. We haven't played any. So we're a little bit behind. But we've had the Hockey India League, and here we are now, and we're looking forward to our first game tomorrow.
Play here again in India in this great stadium. Also in Australia we made a good work.
Working on all areas of our game. I think in our last outing in Argentina in Pro League, one game we were good on the ball attacking, one game we were good defensively. So it's trying to create a game where we're consistent in both areas, both on the ball and off the ball defensively. It's hard to put a good game out like that against 2 top quality teams out here, but I believe if we put our game out there, we'll have a good chance of winning these areas. Yeah, we've got a bit of mix. We've got a few younger guys coming in as well. We've got a few people resting after the HIL. But it's a real good chance for us to create some good squad depth with the young guys getting a few debuts, but also the older guys teaching these younger boys to play international hockey and learn what it's all about. But it will be important for our more experienced guys to step up and really show what they're about, so we can put our game out there.
One question for both Arun and Tim. India had great match against England in 2024 Paris Olympics. Do you guys see this as a chance to reaffirm India's dominance? Tim, you can go first.
As I said previously, it's like a new team, very different team that played in Paris. So we're very much looking forward. I think over Pro League, over the past 2-3 years, we've had some great games that have ended up in draws, shootouts, both teams winning in normal time. So I think it'll be a great game. I think we're fairly evenly matched, and I don't know the result right now, but I think both teams will give it a right good go, that's for sure.
Of course, the last match काफी अच्छा रहा और डेफिनेटली ये जो हमारा प्लेयर है वो काफी स्टिक है बट डेफिनेटली वो डिफरेंट टूर्नामेंट है एंड माइंडसेट टोटली डिफरेंट है बट प्रो लीग में हम कोशिश करेंगे कि सेम माइंडसेट हो हमारा और जो हम कोच कर आ रहे हैं जो हमारी प्लानिंग है उससे स्टिक रहे एंड डेफिनेटली कोशिश करेंगे कि अच्छा मैच हो और ट्राई करेंगे कि
One more question for Tim. Tim, you have just been handing over the captaincy, and I think this is going to be your first tournament after handing over the captaincy. So, what new you think that you are bringing to the table?
Yeah, I'm sharing it with two other lads. It's been good. I experienced it out in Argentina as well. It's been nice to take on a leadership role. But our new sort of thing is very much like playing on instinct, having a bit of a structure and letting the boys play. Very much we want to see people giving it a go rather than going into their shells, and that's what we're trying to say to our youngsters, is that we'd much prefer them to make a mistake going forward rather than going into their shells and playing safely. This is a really good chance for us as a group to connect again and keep building a platform, especially towards the Europeans in the summer later this year.
Alex, I have a question for you. Who do you think is going to be your toughest, opponent in this leg?
Sorry, could you?
Who do you think is going to be your toughest opponent in this leg?
Well, I think both of them are very hard to play against them because England is a very difficult team because of the one-to-one defensive structure, and also India has very good PC penalty corner. So both of the games will be difficult. I don't know how to say which the most.
ओडिशार स्वाद प्रतिटी ओडियन को पसंद मातृशक्ति मिक्स छतुआ सकाळु समय कम हेले खाइबाकु तो करि परिबेनी अणदेखा सेतिपई आपणक साथिरे अछि गहम मक्का काजू बादाम भଳି पुष्टिकर शस्ୟରେ प्रस्तुत सुस्वादु मातृशक्ति मिक्स छतुआ डिस्ट्रीब्यूटरशिप पई जोगाजोग करंतु हमर नंबर हेउछि 9853033447।